Radical.
Welcome to part 1 of Radical Rapid Fire Comment Response for June the 6th through June the 12th, 2022. Short comments, quick replies. Mr. Yodi 2007. I collect games to play, especially the ones that I never got a chance to play. You're doing it wrong, Mr. Yodi. You have to collect games to just display and collect dust. To periodically dust. You have to collect games just because you want to have the biggest game collection in the world. Collecting games to play in 2022? That doesn't make any sense. Loud Bandit, you think grading and protecting old games is disgusting? I really don't get you. I don't get you. This has been a practice forever. Sorry, we want to conserve our games. And then an emoji crying on, I don't know what emoji that is. You left this comment on a Phoenix Resale upload. I don't know if I used a term disgusting. Did I? Possibly. Let me explain what I mean. If you take a game and you're sending it off to be graded, I think that practice is kind of disgusting because I personally think games are meant to be played. I was just joking with that first response there. I think games are meant to be played. They're not comic books, which you can make an argument comic books are meant to be read, but cards, coins, those are collectible things. They are produced to be collectible. Now, I'm not saying, you throw your disc on the floor, your carts, wherever, I'm not saying that. You can protect your games, but grading and preserving them, that's just a bit disgusting, I think. And it's not been a practice forever. People didn't really think a whole lot about like grading video games in the 80s and the 90s. But now, we have these retro gaming YouTubers that they worship the games. They worship them. No, just play the games. Quit this nonsense. Tuxin, Snatcher's great, but video game collecting now is about the games. Not about the games, all about the value. I played on my Mega EverDrive Pro. Best way to play Sega CD. Well, this is along with a lot of comments telling me about, ways to play that game. And I'm very happy to learn that I can actually reasonably easily emulate Snatcher. So I am just really excited for the time where I will find some time to play something like Snatcher. So that's... wish you could play with a light gun. That's one thing, though. When you emulate a game, you can't play with the light gun on some games, right? So, that's one downside. Having the regular system and everything, like a NES, can you emulate light gun on PC if I wanted to play like Duck Hunt? Sorry if I'm a novice on this whole emulating thing in that respect. Juliet India Mobile. To heck with the prices of Snatcher these days. Better off to drop the and just pursue Snatch ahead. Snatch instead. Easier on the wallet unless you tie the knot. I'm way ahead of you. But let me tell you, it can be quite pricey. Wining and dining the females. You got to pay for the wine and you got to pay for the dine. Then you can have the 69, right? So, I don't know. Leave it in the comment section down below. Is it cheaper actually to get married and have like one Snatch forever, or diversify your Snatch portfolio in the long run? What do you think probably costs more money? I'm not talking about having kids in any of these situations. I'm just talking like pure. What's going to cost you more money? Sharky, you sound very jealous more than anything. People donate to content creators because they like their work. Anyways, you have annoying boomer persona, so it won't get through to you. My reply to Sharky was, losers donate to YouTubers because they don't value their money and or they feel emotional connections to these people. Anyway, you have an annoying sheep comment, so I can never get through to people like you, and that's all right. I can't change idiots. Failsafe Dictator. Let's all remember this radical rewind from GTV Japan's infamous comment about Alpha on the video titled, Should You Become an Alpha Megasin channel member? A radical Rick classic, I would say. His comment, take off the heavy metal regalia and you've got an unemployed middle-aged man named Bill from the south side of Pittsburgh. Well, here's a fun fact, Failsafe Dictator. Back in 2008, I think it was 2008, when the Heavy Metal Cupcake started his channel, originally that was going to be the channel name. It was going to be Unemployed Middle-Aged Man named Bill from the south side of Pittsburgh. It was. But he decided to, go with a heavy metal, theme. Change his voice a little bit. I'm a little bit off. I used to do his like voice fairly well. And Alpha Mega Sin. That's what he changed his name to. Right? I think it'd be kind of funny if he went with the first option there. Art Bell. The point stands. A note of 100 SEK Swedish krona in the thumbnail equals $10.03 United States dollars. Yeah. I mean, that was a slip up on me. It was, it's a shame, but you see, mostly I really don't care. I mostly uploaded the alpha stuff for you, right? Sometimes I just kind of know somebody's going to come by and they're going to hassle me about my thoughts on something big. And that was a big thing that happened, not in a big grand scheme of YouTube, but considering my past history years ago of covering alpha, I thought, okay, we'll just reach back into my bag of tricks and pop out a couple uploads about alpha. And I probably don't care much of anything further unless he gets like a sex change or something. I don't know. Murray in J08. Those boots were not made for walking. Yeah, they weren't. They weren't. They should come with a warning. These boots are for display purposes only. If you dare try to use these mountain gears, they will disintegrate. They're just terrible. I mean, Murray, you got to understand. I tried my very best to do an accurate review of those. They're terrible. Murray in J08, don't let me see you trying to walk around in those mountain gears. Every one of you. I don't care if it angers the mountain gear people, all right? If the people that made those boots came here, I would have something to say to them. Probably be the same things I said in the Show Off Saturdays. Yeah, come on, bring it on, mountain gear boot people. McLovin. Many times comebacks fail, just like Arsenio Hall. Man, I could talk about Arsenio Hall a lot. There's many fascinating things around Arsenio Hall. A lot of you might say, who's Arsenio Hall? What? Huh? That was a very prominent talk show host. A legendary talk show host, I would say. One of the best, definitely top 5 talk show host of all time. Considering the landscape right now, we got Jimmy Kimmel, and then that one really annoying guy used to be on SNL, and then who else? Corbin or whatever. There was a period of time, and you can look up these old interviews. I mean, great thing about YouTube is you can actually look up from decades ago Johnny Carson clips, Dave Letterman, Jay Leno, and Arsenio Hall. And Conan, Conan might be the last of, I would say the great talk show host, period of time where it was such a skill and an art to be an amazing talk show host. And I think Arsenio just far and away was one of the best. And he came back in 2014, and was it 2014? Didn't last that long. The ratings were not where they wanted them to be, you know how things go. What happened was, I would say back when he came out, he was an option to Johnny Carson. He was an option away from that. And it was like night and day, such a young and hip, and, you had a black talk show host. So he would just have a lot of people in hip hop community. I think Tupac was on his show. Ice-T, Tupac. These were people you wouldn't see on Johnny Carson. Okay, this is Radical Rapid Fire. I could talk about Arsenio Hall forever. I might make a standalone in the future, but that's where we're going to end this one. Thank you all.